Alright guys, here's a quick overview of the sheet, visits, things like that. So first thing, you got your home page. This has all your bonuses, different things like that on there. And you can also see your visits, how many visits you have, how many you've used, how many you have left, and then your recruits, how many you can get, how many you have, and how many you have left. So just a little easy look at everything at one glance. Of course, you got your coach book next, your IDs, names, positions. Here's your total points with bonuses and visits here. So if you want to use the watch list, what you would do is just click this box and it will go over to your targets. Or it should. Yep, see, and Bryce Underwood. So I put that there. So what this one I would do is only use this for guys that you're not putting points on that you might want to in future weeks. Because when you put points on them, so like Bryce Underwood, put 100 points on him, he'll show up in this target list here once that happens. So this will be everybody, targets will show up for everybody that you have points on. And looks like I have an error here, which will fix, but it will also show when they commit to another team as well on your targets. So your targets are just guys you have numbers on, any points on will show up in the targets. Watch list is the one for the box, and then your commits will show when they commit on the sheet. They'll be populated over here, and then it'll break it down into farther into what your quarterbacks are, receivers, running backs, tight ends, etc. And each one of these you have a breakdown of how many people are in that list. So for this one, of course, you got Bryce Underwood, quarterback. So I've got one quarterback there. Hope that makes sense. Now we'll go to the visits. So when a player on your coach book hits 100 points, so Underwood's at 100, it's looking at your total points, not with bonuses. So it's looking at this column, not this one. So you're looking at your total points that you put on a player, so not without bonuses. They'll be populated here in eligible players. And then what you have to do is select that player in this column H. So they become notified as they're getting a visit. Then you have your visits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on here. So you can use multiple visits on a player, but you can only use one visit a week. And then you don't have to, so just keep everybody in here for their first visit. So you're not moving to each different week for visits. You're just doing their first visit. So Bryce Underwood would be first week. Say I didn't want to do a coach visit on him. So the coach visit will give an extra 50 points for him on the first week. Next week, I want to use OC. So you can't repeat. So once you use one visit, so a coach visit on one player, the coach will not go back to him. So you have to either use your offensive coordinator, your player coach. I'll go into these other ones here in a second. So when you win the championship, so that would have been Rich, would have got the bonus visit for winning. So same thing here, so you got coach, and then you just keep on going down the ones you want to do on there. So once again, once you get that, so let's put on Keelan, let's say Keelan Russell, I'll put another 100 points on him. Once I do that, his name will pop up here as well. Just take a second to populate it. So he's now Russell's in here, so I'd have to select him from that and then select what I want for that. So position coach for Russell this week. And you have to have the player here because that's what the coach book's looking for, and this total points here at the back to populate over to your coach book. So once we get to our secret, rivalry, and official visits here, it's either a 75 or 100 depending on the win or loss. So once you notify us that you need to let one of the commissioners know you're using one of these. Official visits, I believe, are in weeks 4 and 8. So if on that recruiting visit, you can do 5 players on each one of those, not 10, but you get 5 for each. So if your team wins that week, each of those players gets an extra 50 points. If you lose, you only get 25. Same thing with rivalry. This will be the last week of the season. You can throw that rivalry visit on there if you want to. And if you win against your rival, then you get that 50 or 25 if you lose. And the secret one, can't use that the first week because you don't know who other players are after, other teams are after that. So the secret one is you notify one of the commissioners, hey, I'm using my secret this week on, say, Bryce Underwood. And it has to be the team it has to be a team you're playing against that week. So the secret visit is, so both of the teams, the team you're playing that week has points on Bryce Underwood, so you're both battling out there. So you say, hey, I'm going to use a secret visit, and nobody knows that but you and the commissioner. So if you win, you get 75 points, but if you lose, your opponent gets that 100 points added to that player. So that's basically the way for visits there. So you can see how many you get. 3, you get 3, 5, and 10, and this changes for how you finish the season of how many visits you get as well. I think I went over targets here. Playing time I don't have up yet. I'll be working on that, but that will show you your players and what their numbers are for each thing. So playing time, education, all those things, so you can kind of factor that into making sure you get your starts in for each guys. Recruiting, this is where you're basically how you compare to everybody else. So you have your max bonus, you have your bonus, but your bonus is actually just a percentage of the max bonus. It's not the actual bonus as well. So you can see how you rank up compared to everybody else. So on Bryce Underwood, max bonus is 0.74, and you're looking at the highest one. It looks like it is Michigan. So Michigan has the highest bonus on there, so it's 50% of that max bonus is what they're getting. Team info is just information on some different things, so it's mostly there for information for your bonuses. What do you get for your education, scheme, and it just pulls over some different things for the other sheets, like the numbers here, the visits, things like that. But it's not pulling anything else. So if this is incorrect, that's not a big deal because it's correct on the main sheet. And then your players, this is where all your information is filling in from the master sheet of your schemes, education, all those numbers there, and it's feeding back over to the main sheet. Or actually, so this is just your players. It goes to the data sheet. So this just shows you what you're getting from scheme, education, playing time, prestige, and then your bonuses on those based off of that. So your prestige, Lakers conference, and your total bonus you get. And then data is basically what's feeding back over to the master sheet. So you can get points. So your points are getting there, your bonuses, and then your points each week. So you can see preseason, weeks 1 through national signing day. And then we have our points, total points, max points, and all that stuff on here too. So that's just a quick rundown. If you have any questions, please let me know. Appreciate it, guys.